All right. Okay, so welcome to our first community match in a while. We are going to be playing Ascendancy 1.1.6. Uh, that is the beta that we released on Thursday, so make sure it's the version that you get through GitHub and you're not playing the main released version. This is because it's a beta that requires some different kind of setup. We know how many people have the beta right now. It's only a couple dozen, so I don't know how many people we're going to be able to actually get into the game, but we'll see if we can get anyone. And if we can't get enough people for a game, or if no one joins, then maybe I'll just go and play single player. But I know there are people who want to join, so we'll see how it goes. As it was an open beta that we released via GitHub yesterday, so there hasn't been a huge amount of time for people to get it or to even see that it's a thing yet. So we'll give it a bit of time, give people a chance to download it who are watching. But I put out the video yesterday and the news post. I can't really list off the link right now because I don't know. I think it's like github.com/throns-revenge/ascendancy-test or something. But yeah, so if you just look at the news post there, we'll get it. Until then, we'll just sit here. I can see that people are trying to join the game, but they wouldn't have the same version there if that's they're getting just bumped out like that. I imagine there will be some people trying to join with the previous, the 1.1.5, the public release, or like the full release, because the beta's open, so anyone can join it. But Dentist Black Hole, can you put your checksum in? So I'll show you guys options, mods. So the checksum for the Ascendancy 1.1.6 beta is 273,646,287. There haven't been any updates since yesterday now. That's all what I had. That was single player that I went to. Habit. I'll just go to the 4-player map here, and we'll see if we can get the 4. However, there are only 13 people watching. Because when I haven't streamed very much for several months, the viewership for that kind of falls off. Especially because I don't have a set schedule anymore right now with everything that was going on. Any updates to it since yesterday? Actually, yeah, there was an update to one of the icon files, which I don't know if that would actually have, like, a TGA file would cause a difference. But do make sure that when you're trying to join, you've pressed the fetch button to sync up as much as possible. Yeah, Gull just started Star Stream, and I don't know if he has the beta yet. We are going to be doing a Stellaris community match tomorrow afternoon as well, with me and him. There we go. Heroes in. So for whoever joins, I'm gonna let you guys choose your factions, and then I'll just pick either whatever's left or whichever. Well, there'll definitely be one faction not used if it's 4 players, at least one faction. So I'll pick last. I'll try to get as much coverage here as we can. The other thing is that streaming on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time can split it, which isn't great for either one. So once I have a proper schedule again, I'm just going to be streaming on one at a time. So there will be some streams on YouTube, some streams on Twitch, and it'll be mostly Twitch for streaming. And then probably like once a week it'd be on YouTube for a specific kind of series on it. But I was thinking about actually moving KOTOR to being a stream series because it's quite a long game and we're almost at episode 20 with that. Ask if you can give me some tips for starting Awakening the Rebellion playing as the Rebels. Take as much territory early as you can. Definitely take Bespin right away. And I think you can access Ithor, which is neutral. But that might just be the Empire and Black Sun that can get to that. But you can take out those planets that are in the direct north pretty quickly. So if you just take out those, take Bespin right away, and try to attack fairly early so that you mess up the AI's early attack plans. Yeah, you need GitHub for the beta. That's how we're able to distribute changes as they're made. Otherwise, people would have to download either an individual patch, which makes it very difficult for us to keep things consistent and have any kind of multiplayer games, because people will fuck up installing it. Or they have to download the entire mod again, which I don't want to upload every day. That would be a lot of time and bandwidth. One sec. If we're I force feed my computer internet via Ethernet cable. Probably shouldn't use those terms if you're trying to convince it to do what you want, but you know. If that's what you got to do. And we will be doing, since we're doing Ascendancy this week, I'd like to try another Ascendancy community match next week, especially if we're not able to get too many people into this one. But we will be doing an ICW one next week as well. And I bought a laptop so that I could continue with streams and videos and stuff whenever I have to leave town, which is like I'm going to be out of town for 10 days for Christmas. But Dell hasn't even charged me for it yet, and it was supposed to arrive on the 17th with a 10 days of shipping kind of thing. So I don't think that's likely to happen. So I don't think I'm going to be able to stream while I'm in Niagara, but anytime I'm in Niagara in the future, hopefully that'll work. Unless I get lucky and it actually does somehow arrive by the 17th. Because I bought it with Black Friday sales, because otherwise I was going to have to wait until the next Black Friday sales a year from now. Because otherwise laptops are very expensive. Is it likely to happen, or is it likely to happen that I get the laptop, or there are links over for the Ascendancy beta? Yeah, we put out the news post yesterday. So if you look on either the channel here or on the mod database page for Ascendancy, there's a link in the news post to the GitHub repository for it, because we're doing it out of GitHub. And we were also talking last week about some plans for the Imperial Civil War tournament that I've talked about a bit before. And that will have a prize. So we're going to wait until 2.3 is out, and we'll have it as like a release event for that, where we'll start off probably a week after whenever we release. So I don't know when we're going to start posting details for that, because then people will ask, like, when is the mod coming out? Which they're going to ask that anyways, but it's harder to plan around stuff when we don't know what the release date would be. Yeah, so in AOTR, the AI gets a lot of bonuses. Like they get 4.5 times as many credits. And their build speed is, I think, 0.7. It has a 0.75 times modifier. When does it start? So I'm going to wait and see if we can get 2 other people in here, Kick-Ass. And then we're going to start after that. So I'll probably give it till... If we don't have anyone else in by 5:15, then maybe we'll start. But 5:15, 5:20, one of those options. Because I do want to give it some time to let people have a chance to download it and all that if they haven't already. But yeah, so the AI gets 4.5 times as many credits, and they also build stuff in 75% of the time. So if you're trying to fight in a way that only keeps you even, or where you're just waiting for them to attack and use all their forces, that probably won't happen, especially because so much of your money has to be spent on infrastructure in order to keep that up. So I've always found the easiest thing to do is to just group your starting ships. Like when I was playing as the Rebels, I don't think I built any ships other than like 5 Quasars. But Aiden, that's what the Backdoor series was that last. That would have been in February of 2018. Well, glad you enjoy it. But yeah, so you kind of have to stay on the offensive in AOTR because they're going to outproduce you regardless, and that's just with their bonus cash. They also get bonus fleet spawns. Especially, I don't know if they've changed this, but after you take I think it's Kuat, Corellia, and Coruscant, then the remnant spawns start, and that's when they get all the vengeances. So I try to stop that. I can't back out of the game right now, Kickass. But if you only got the beta yesterday, make sure you press the fetch button again, because there was an update last night. Oh, sorry you're having a bad day, Aiden. Yeah, it's an open beta, kick-ass. Hey, chemistry guy. All right, so I'll give it 4 more minutes, unless someone's getting close. And then after that, I think we'll do, I guess, me and Hero against 2AI. I've seen a few people trying to join, but I think a lot of them are probably using 1.1.5. Yeah, I didn't. So if you click on the More button for the description, there's a link to the Discord in there. It's also in the description for all the videos as well. What are your thoughts on Stellaris 2.2 update? I've liked what I've played so far. I'm still getting used to all the corporation stuff. Oh, we got Eskimo in here, so we will give it. We'll give it till 5:20 and see if we can get another one. But because if you look on the Ascendancy mod database page or in the news section, any of the TR sites and stuff, uh, it's not in the download section. It's in the news post because it's done via GitHub. Remember, you just click the link to the if you look in the news post, it goes through exactly how to get it. There's a link to the repository page. You go to that page and then you click the clone or download and then open in desktop and that'll add it for you. I showed how to do it in the video as well. The video I posted yesterday. But yeah, we played a couple hours yesterday of Stellaris, and that was fun. I'm like I said, I'm still getting used to the corporation stuff, but as far as the planet changes, I really like those. The beta installed, but not the game. Yeah, does help to have sins installed as well. Ooh, Gull's not here, so I'm gonna be yellow, just to annoy him. So I guess if we do get 4 players, we'll go free for all, unless all the people in the game or everyone else watching wants a team game. This beta the same 3 point something gigs. I'm not sure what the overall size is. I'm pretty sure Ascendancy, once it's unpacked, is only 1.5? 2? I don't know if we're going to be able to get to 3v3. I think there's been about 40 downloads of the beta through through GitHub so far, so Premiere is going to be joining, it looks like. The way that Sins works is we'll get in game, there'll be a desync, and then we'll all verify our game files, and we'll come back in. Asterix, I put out the video yesterday for the beta, and there's all the links to it in that with all the instructions on how to download it. Hero says free for all. If we have to put in an AI, then it won't be a problem. Even if people aren't ready for this one, I do hope to do another one next week, and then I wanted to do 1 or 2 every week until the beta's done. So we'll see. And then I'll probably try to organize some that aren't streamed, but just to make sure that there's as many games going on as we can get for beta feedback. Well, Premiere, basically the way you're supposed to install it is direct the program towards your mods folder, so it automatically downloads into there. But before I answer Eskimo's question, I was gonna see if I should be typing or saying. Okay, you're okay. Yeah, so probably asked in the future will be more factions besides the 2 new ones. So we released 1.0 with IR and NR, then we released PA and Empire of the Hand. And next we're going to be doing the Hapens. After that, we do hope to do the Siruvi, but we have to get to a point where we're satisfied with where the first 5 are for that. Then after that, we have, I think, 1, maybe 2 more factions that we'd have planned, but then we're getting kind of close to memory limits with that. So it's not like an unlimited potential for additional factions, but we do want to do as much as we can, or as many as we can get kind of unique play styles and rosters and stuff for. But all right. So it's 5:20. We will be doing this next week, so anyone who wants to get in, I'm going to post with a bit more notice for the time next week. I'm going to do the stream schedule for next week, post it on the Discord and on the YouTube channel, the community section, on Monday or Sunday, like I used to do. So I think what we're going to do right now is just throw in an AI, and then we'll have a free-for-all here. We have Empire, we have... I just did PA, so I'll put the AI as PA, and I'll go as New Republic. There we go. So everybody get ready for the desync. Is this GC? This is in Sin of a Solar Empire Rebellion. It only has the one. It's like a galactic map with the space battles within that. Enabled mods file, do we just put Ascendancy test? So it'd just be Ascendancy-test, whatever the folder's called for you in that section. But you can also just enable it in-game as well. They made some improvements to the way the in-game launcher works. Because it used to be pretty unreliable, like you could enable a mod or disable a mod and then it just crashed the game, which was not helpful. But it's been stable since like 1.9, I think, which is very nice. Okay, I don't want that. Some going Corvettes and MC-80s.
We need to complete further policy research.
I really want to put the music on, but I don't want my channel to get shut down, because that would be very sad for me. We have an ocean or arid ocean world. One of the weirdest combinations. Y-wings, you're gonna get the established garrison, and we're gonna go. I'll just tell it to colonize right away, so we don't spend so we get the time to develop the planet while doing that, rather than having to wait. That Carrick is almost dead already. The good thing about having a slightly smaller game too is that there shouldn't be too much lag. There's fewer chances for someone's computer to cause issues. Because it is based on whoever has the slowest computer, because it's basically syncing all the cycles. But we have our first planet colonized. We're just that good.
We have finished a planetary upgrade.
What? I don't need that. Let's get 5 of those, one of those. Why don't you guys use GitHub for everyone to download the mod? Seems like it would be much easier to update, like using Steam Workshop. Because it's super useful for testing, and we want to use it for testing as much as possible. But people more broadly don't really know how to use it. And I don't know if there's like limits on it. I don't think there is, but especially because I have a paid account. But there's much more opportunity for higher player base numbers if we just do it as a regular download. I really, really wish, like, the best thing that could happen for Steam, or for Sins, would be Steam Workshop. So if there is a Sins 2, I hope they support that. And if there isn't, then I hope they add support for the Steam Workshop. It always comes, whenever it comes up in the Sins Discord, all the mods are like, oh, well, the files are too big, you can't have it with the 2 GB limit. But EAW mods are bigger than Sins mods. The compression for the workshop is really good, so there's never really been an issue with any EAW mods that I'm aware of trying to get on the workshop, and I don't see that being an issue for Sins either. I can't think of any Sins mod that's bigger than a comparable EAW mod.
Policy research complete.
Does your voice sound a jerk? I actually haven't played the PA since the voices went in, so there's a lot of voices in the mod I haven't even heard yet. I'm largely unaware of a lot of that stuff.
We have reached our designated coordinates. The enemy has engaged our forces.
GitHub won't open for me. It can't let it keep crashing. That sucks. That's another reason some people have technical issues when trying to use, just because then we're beholden to GitHub working with everything, and that isn't always the best either. Like, GitHub itself is usually fine, it's just hard for us to help people troubleshoot it. So any added level of complexity makes our lives harder. Because GitHub is mostly for like a software development kind of environment, as opposed to like a public distribution kind of thing. We can get a trade hub there. Trade hub here if we upgrade. Have we already gone farther than, yeah, so, oh, we got a trade port there. I'm good.
We have finished a planetary upgrade.
Found the AI. Well, I'll definitely check it out next time I'm in the ICW neighborhood. Big ups for the new CSA playthrough. Yep, glad you're enjoying it, Asterix. It's not the most popular faction in terms of probably bringing new people to the channel or the mod, but I think it's a really interesting one, just for adding something a bit different that you don't really get with some of the other factions, the whole hodgepodge nature, and it's definitely different from the collection of triangles that you usually get. It's a weird grouping. How are your shields? They're full. Over the strike cruiser first.
The enemy has engaged our forces.
You guys, Vindicator first. Are you level 2 yet? You're level 3. Power to shields. You have any shield damage? Not really. Let's try to get them forward a bit. It's just the Lancers that are over there now, and ooh, that BSD. You need to get back there. You use your ability to get up to the thing that's going to murder you. That's smart. 108, 110, okay. There we go. Okay, so it's good. Let's increase all of our resource extraction stuff, and let's get our last trade ports over. We have that one, right? I want this one. Here we go. Will we see new ship designs for the New Republic based on the modernization program? So we've got stuff like the Majestic, the Nebula, the Endurance. But the thing with the other new class ships is that they never really got good depictions. There was the stuff from Kraken's threat dossier, but it was... those are basically always accepted as not being canon, and the designs are just fucking awful. And we have the Sasheen as well, and a lot of those need updates. But it's kind of a difficult series to represent, and it's also the faction that has the most units as it is. So generally, our efforts are going to be more on stuff like fleshing out the CSA and the Hapens now, any additional stuff, and redoing some of the worst models. It's not impossible that we do some of the other ships from the new class modernization project, but those are just some of the difficulties that they cause. Jump on over there, and I'm gonna get a bunch more ferrets.
We have finished a planetary upgrade.
Oh, there's also the ferret in Ascendancy. That actually came up in the last Ascendancy stream. Someone was asking any ships in... whether there are any ships that are in Ascendancy but not in ICW, and the ferret's one of them. I forgot about that at the time.
We have reached our designated
infrastructural capacity, we definitely need that. Here, let's get open bidding first. Then infrastructural capacity. Then we'll increase these to the second level. And we'll get Smugglers Alliance. And then we'll also get Smugglers after that. We can build some YTs.
The enemy has engaged our forces.
Vault Major? I think the list of planets that I was getting them from was all legends. I don't... There's possibly some new canon planets that snuck their way into the list, but I was trying to stick to just legends. Because that's all... these are all from the auto-generated name lists when you do a random map. You guys... I think that should be clear too.
We have finished a planetary upgrade.
So we had a planet that had 4 Tabana. Now we have a planet that has 3 Durasteel. So that's good. We'll also get our Holonet transceivers researched, open arms, new cycle for sure. And then after that, we'll wait till we can afford the Quasar and we'll go for that one.
Policy research complete. We have finished a planetary upgrade. The enemy has engaged our forces. We have finished a planetary...
Some of the random planet names that come up in Legends and Canon are in both. It's kind of weird how Like if you ever just go randomly through some planets on Wikipedia, you'll see that they're in a lot are in both. There, gunners on speed. I have everything set up to 3 times speed. Well, I don't think it's actually 3 times, but it's the highest speed setting for a lot of stuff. All right, fill that up. That trade port, broadcast center, Durasteel, and let's do a military lab there. So Quasar, MC-40A, and assault frigates, A-wings. There we go.
We have established a garrison in a new system.
For us, good culture research is also good
Policy research complete.
Military stuff.
Policy research.
This may be a good... No, Morge is probably not a good place for another... Yeah, maybe Bogdan is where we'll have... another fleet, or another frigate factory and capital factory. Shipyard. That's what they're actually called. Shipyards. I know Sins calls them factories. Maybe Frank. Will you give the hand any Imperial designs? I'm sure Thrawn wouldn't mind having at least an ISD and 2 Invictus cruisers. What we do with them typically is give them some Imperial forces as starting forces in ICW. Other than that, we don't want to give them too much stuff because, for one thing, in this period, they wouldn't have been getting filtered new Imperial hardware because most of the Empire didn't know they were there and most of the Empire was busy getting destroyed, which is not a good environment for giving your stuff away to people. And the other thing is that there are, in ICW at least, there's 5 playable Imperial, or IRPA, Maldrude, Zinj, and Raidu. So 5 other playable Imperial factions. In 2.2, there's the Duskin League, which has it. So there's already plenty of places to play with a bunch of triangles if you want them. So just from a strictly game perspective, it's not something we really want to do either. Because it's diluting what is the most unique faction in the mod and is giving it stuff that literally everyone has already. Hey, Alexis.
A planet is under attack.
Okay, so Bogdan. Once we're done with Lek, we should be able to get out to that next planet over there. Market price adjustment, build rate, cost increase, that's always good. Then we'll get the growth rate increase. We don't need this yet. This should really be a higher tier. So let's keep building that up.
We have established a garrison in a new system.
Oh, we're good.
Policy research complete.
Get another Golem 1 in there. Get bombing resistance. And
We have established a garrison in a new system.
I think it's about time that we get the next level of military as well. Let's get all those. I thought that if certain factions ally an Ascendancy, they can share certain ship designs from the consortium base data with starting. I think you could probably work that in with Pact somehow, with some prereqs on that, but especially in Ascendancy. So
Finished a planetary upgrade.
you're entirely limited on how many slots you have. You can only fill the pages. Usually there are a few extra slots, but with that we tend to be a bit more careful with balancing. But you can see, like, the New Republic here, we have 1 free slot there, 2 there, and then for here with the Empire of the Hand, we're also going to have a 6th capital ship.
Policy research complete.
Let's get some more. We're going to have a fish tank fleet. Get 10 smugglers with it. 5 Navy 1B, or 6 Navy 1Bs, I guess, because I clicked the button too many times. And we'll try to get 5 of each of the new frigates and cruisers that we had.
The Senate won't approve funding for that. The Senate won't approve funding for that.
There we go. That should be a good setup for us. See if we can get to Barabo.
Policy research complete.
What are we looking like? So we are first for credits, first for Durasteel, second for Debana, second for fleet, third for defenses, third for capital ships, first for colonization, third for research, first for culture.
Finished a planetary upgrade.
Gonna start working on Hejines. Get some improved lasers. We don't need intergalactic travel. The other thing I want to start queuing up is astromech droids there. And then here on the WEC, trade port. And let's get more civic research rolling.
Policy research complete.
That'd be a bit more. I don't think that'd be possible.
The Senate won't approve funding for that.
Start getting some extra defense research. I want XQs. Give me XQs. I can probably wait on that, really. We're gonna have to sell stuff immediately for it. Okay, so we're gonna send these guys down. They're gonna join that fleet at Barabo.
Policy research complete.
A Lone Zero Command Dominator. Okay. That's an interesting fleet you got there, sir. It looks like it escaped from some hardship, though.
Policy research complete.
Let's get reserve shields. Oh, they're sending in more stuff. So, hold on. You, sir, are going to make sure we get this planet. With Sins, you don't really have that many options in terms of like, there's not the kind of like background scripting that goes with PAW. You have to do everything through the buff systems that Sins has, which have their own strengths, but there's not as much room for making stuff do things independently. It's all whatever the buffs can do. I can spectate from the game. Unfortunately not. There's no spectator mode in Sins. The second capital ship down for them. Is that an extra level for one of them? No. Okay, so what colors? I guess that makes down there the home of the Empire of the Hand.
Policy research complete.
Okay, we'll get a military lab.
We have finished a planetary upgrade.
You know what? Let's actually get 4 of them there.
Policy research complete. We have finished a
I'm going to try to destroy the AI first. MP burst. I did lock teams, right? Yeah.
Squad leader here.
Okay, our building there is not quite done. One more of those.
We have finished a planetary upgrade. The Senate won't approve funding for that. The Senate won't approve funding for that.
I won't research card yet. I'm gonna go as much into our culture research as we can first. I want Stand United actually. Let's get. Those are all okay, but this is better.
Finished a planetary upgrade. Policy research complete.
So when that's good.
We have finished the planetary upgrade.
Let's get a capital shipyard here.
The Senate won't approve funding for that.
I'm gonna try to have the most shipyard infrastructure I can. And at Luec, we can get our last civic research station.
Policy research complete.
And
The Senate won't approve
we can still improve that. Going through and doing all the planet names, like for the list of random planet names, was possibly one of the most tedious things I've ever done while modding. We get upgrade computers for you, and for you, we're gonna get powered shields. So as soon as that second fleet gets down here, I'm gonna try to go in on Serapin.
We have finished a planetary.
Let's kill that Venator first, before these guys come from this side. And do we have any planets where we can build more military? We can. 2, 3. We just need 2 more. We fit it at Jarlac? We could, but I'm gonna go for a bit more culture here instead.
The enemy has engaged our forces. Policy research complete. Our reinforcements are here. We still have a shot.
I used to kind of do that, Premier, but now that I put the names in regularly, I just go with whatever it gives me. Become lazy. Why is that using the different... Oh, is that one of the AI? Oh boy. Hi, Praetor. Okay, let's see if we can not die here. I'm a big fan of not dying.
Commander, that would be inadvisable.
I think we may need some kind of let's not kill each other until we kill them pact. Okay, get down there. I was gonna use this as a second fleet, but we're gonna need just one bigger fleet against purple.
We have finished a planetary upgrade.
Uh-oh.
Policy research complete.
Robbie has left the game. So that's going to be a cruel Empire of the Hand AI. He's alright, though. Is this almost done? This one is. Let's try to fly backwards a bit. If it was a desync, then it would have gone for everyone. It's possible he crashed out for some reason on his end.
We have reached our designated coordinates.
Raider shields are down. Don't know what they're going around for.
Policy research complete.
Unfortunately not. I don't think it auto-saved before
Policy research complete.
before you left, Robbie. They're dead. Our fleet is almost here. The rest of it anyways. Or most of the rest of it. And let's start researching some other
Reinforcements are here. We still have
other ship types. Let's get Akbar proficient. We can get everything up to the Viscount.
What do you want? I need some excitement. Moving into attack position. Let's get
Right.
'em.
They're starting to retreat. Because they're afraid for obvious reasons. I'm just gonna order my ships to move, so they'll keep firing as they move, but it should be a bit easier to take stuff out as we're retreating, or as they're retreating and we're chasing them.
Commander, that would be inadvisable. Policy research complete. Policy research complete.
Okay, we're gonna try to go straight on through.
Come in, TACCOM. Over.
Looks like the AI either cultured through that planet or they have taken it. I'm gonna build a couple more scouts. Do we have room anywhere for another military? We do. I'll let that research go through. And we'll get cultural exchange next. I want to see all that. It's upgrading quite fast.
Policy research complete.
What do they got? They have a Valaduja. Secular, acclimators. I didn't tell everything to jump together. I will. Once it's all here, I'll tell them to jump together. These guys are going to come in afterwards anyways. They were built later.
What do you want?
Yeah, this YT is screwed. Less screwed than I thought. Surprised this lasted this long. There we go, it's dead. So brave. Such brave little toasters. Yeah. Shaky cam. Okay, now that everything's together, I'll tell them to
What do you want?
stay together for future jumps. Another Praetor.
Into attack position.
They're all getting in position for.
Finally.
Let's look at our fish tank collection. And quasars. You, power to shields. I'm gonna just make sure we have all the upgrades we can get. Shield disruptor. There we go. That's gonna be our offensive run. I wonder who's ahead of us. Would it be possibly the Empire over here? Lining with Golan's over there. That's one of the things I do like about Ascendancy that ICW doesn't quite have, is just how tight some of the factions feel in terms of just they all feel they feel like they have their niche and they fill it well. Not perfectly, but there's less crossover between factions, which in ICW it's more about like the broader political landscape at the time. So representing the various factions, there's going to be more overlap.
Ready for
Right, they're leaving. Let's take it. Oh, this Valadush is only at 8 and 10, so it's not the strongest kid in the schoolyard. if no one else has ever heard that expression before, it's because I think I just made it up.
A planet is under attack. We need to complete further policy research. The Senate won't approve funding for that.
Oh boy.
The Senate won't approve funding for that.
Get some nebulas and stuff. I'm gonna
Go
keep
ahead.
on our offensive over here.
Policy research complete.
Because otherwise we're gonna be attacked in both directions. I'd rather get attacked in one direction. Unless he's just raiding to get rid of my culture.
Policy research complete.
Hasn't breached his territory.
The
So
Senate won't approve funding for
I
that.
think this is just a regular act of war.
We need to complete further policy research.
Lucre Hulk's down. Hopefully the we'll be able to push the Lucre Hulk into the repository in the next
Policy research complete.
couple days. Oh. There's 4 more capital ships here. I think. Oh no, none of these were. Just 3.
Policy research complete.
Alright, let's let that keep doing what it's doing. Love that sector.
Policy research complete.
So they didn't capture these from me, but there are some fake ships we give the AI that they're not supposed to be able to actually build. That lets us trick them into using some research prerequisites. But it looks like they may have actually built them. Liam for the hand, get a mini Titan. No, they're not going to be getting any ships that are bigger than the Antigo. So 2,200 meters, the one they currently have. They will be getting another capital ship, but they're not going bigger than what they are now. There's another capital ship.
Policy research complete.
Right. I'm gonna let these guys auto level. I'm gonna have to start paying attention back up north.
We need to complete further policy research. The Senate won't approve funding for that.
There. I don't want to go in until I'm fairly confident we have what we need. Okay, I'll send those in and keep doing what we're doing here. I think we're winning on this side at least. Oh, we should show the modifiers from culture on the ship so you can know for sure. Like when it's affecting you and when it's not. Exactly what's being affected. Okay, so is that the Bellator, or is that going to be an SSD from Hero?
Policy research complete.
He's leaving. I wonder if that means the EOTH attacked.
The Senate won't approve funding for that.
Because I wouldn't be upset if the Empire of the Hand attacked him.
Won't approve funding for that. Policy
Uh-oh.
research complete.
Okay, well that sucks. Alright, so we got a mini dump. That is unfortunate. I'll run it through debug there. Or I'll set some games up to run through the debug exe, and I'll see if I can track down in the error log what caused that. But that's why we have the GitHub, so that when we find errors like that, we fix them. We're able to push out the fixes and test everything right away. So it's a beta, that's life. So sorry for the premature ending there, but we are going to try to have at least one, maybe two community matches next week. I'm going to have the schedule up on Sunday for next week's streams. We are also going to be having the first Imperial Civil War community match in a while next week. So again, sorry for the disappointing end there, but thanks for coming out to play Hero and Eskimo, and for everyone else for watching. Hope you enjoyed what we got to see at least, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone.